Hi guys, and welcome back to class. So we're going to be looking at the characters of Muller and Crope. I want you guys to look into your novel and choose a line from the novel that best represents Muller. What line best represents what type of person he is or his characteristics? And the other, choose a sentence that best represents Crope. Share out inside of the discussion board. For our content framing question, we are in our know stage. How do literary and informational texts build my knowledge of the conditions on the front? So we are going to be looking at our focusing question task for this lesson. In your focusing question task, you will draw on your work tracking the characters of the second company. So you're going to really need your status reports that you have been updating as you've been reading, and analyzing these soldiers' experiences on the front by writing a letter from the perspective of either Crope or Muller that conveys how the front affects the men in the second company. But first, before you start that, I want you to begin collecting evidence. You're going to do this by looking at handout 16A, which is your focusing question task, and it's going to tell you what you need in order to be successful. Please make sure you look at the list. Your task is to write a one-page letter from the point of view of Albert Crope or Muller from All Quiet on the Western Front, in which the soldier describes and reflects on his experiences fighting on the front line in World War I. Write this letter to a friend who has just joined the army but has not yet come to the front. So maybe that means you might try to pre-warn them. I don't know, depending on what type of personality Crope or Muller has. Include at least one incident or piece of dialogue from the novel that reveals something important about your character, and develop your letter using at least 3 specific details of evidence that you choose from the supplementary text read in the focusing question sequence. Those 2 texts are the novel and Fighting from the Trenches. Make sure that you convey the point of view, that you include a quotation or an incident or a line of dialogue. Make sure that you develop the description of the front and you use descriptive and sensory language to describe the conditions. Reflect on the impact of serving on the front, how that makes that person feel, and create a clear connection between the letter writer and the recipient. Use at least 2 different verb forms, either the indicative, imperative, or interrogative mood, to show your character's perspective towards life on the front. To end this lesson, you are going to complete your content framing question. After you've read the literary text, which is your All Quiet on the Western Front, and after you've read Fighting in the Trenches, your informational text, what knowledge of the conditions have you gained? For homework, you guys need to read pages 151 through 162 and annotate for every time Paul expresses an emotional connection and every time he expresses an emotional disconnection. You can use the letters C or D. You can write in your books, and so you will be able to take pictures and upload these inside of Schoology. Let's look at our vocabulary deep dive. So here's a sample of a focusing question task. I tell you, it's pretty lousy up here at the front. Why did I ever listen to my stupid school teacher? What does he really know of the nights exploding with artillery and burning lungs? All I am now is a moving target for the enemy, a rat stuck in a trap. Be careful what you wish for, comrade. It's not always as glamorous and as noble as it seems. So this is an example of part of someone's letter that they wrote, okay, from our focusing question task. So I want you to look at this sample. What verb moods does the author use? Why does the author use 3 different verb moods in one paragraph? When you use multiple verb moods, it can be very effective in the way you convey your ideas and your attitudes towards the specific audience. So it's really good that sometimes there are different verb moods used in a passage. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to underline the shifts in verb moods that you see on your focusing question task. Have a peer or a parent or someone look at it and see if your verb moods switches have been appropriate or not, and then go ahead and revise your focusing question task. Are there ways and areas in there where you can add more to your writing? Can you add more verb moods, or were there some verb moods that were inappropriate that maybe you need to change? Remember that just because someone gives you a feedback doesn't mean that you have to make the change. It's up to you if you agree with what type of comment your peer has suggested for you when it comes to revising your focusing question task. All right, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.